Hey guys, No Zoop for you here, and right now I have a little bit of Tier 10 gameplay for you. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Tier 10 gameplay. It's just not my thing. I really find myself more comfortable in Tiers 7, 8, and even 9, and for some reason I really like being the underdog. If I'm a Tier 8 or 9 in a Tier 10 battle, I actually kind of like that. Another thing I don't like about Tier 10 battles is the normal meta, battleship sniping, and just, it's not a lot of fun sometimes. However, when I've got buddies that want to play Tier 10, I'm not going to say no, I'm going to jump in with them. So, I'm going to show you some gameplay and what happens when battleships actually push in Tier 10 battles. Great things happen, wonderful things happen. So, you can see right now I'm just kind of firing at this Yamato that's headed our way. I'm in a Yamato myself. I've got a teammate that's a Yamato and a Grozer Kurfürst, and we're just getting at it. We're pushing right off the bat. We just want to go at the enemy full steam, unrelentlessly, and I think this works a little better in traditional battles, more so than when you have captured points. I think when you've got those 3 caps and destroyers get out there first right away, it kind of sets the tone of the battle, and battleships are a little squeamish. They don't want to get in the mix for fear of just getting torped to death by that random Shimakaze or Fletcher class destroyer. So here are my shots inbound, and I actually land some pretty good damage here. Granted, I'm starting off with HE, but when you're dealing with Yamatos at long range, I think HE is really the way to go, and as you can see, I've already set some fires on him. Now, my 2 teammates here, ThomasBad.com and Dinkadink, they're a little ahead of me right now. I got a little bit of a slow start. I started behind them, and already we know there's destroyers over here. You can see the torpedoes popping up. We don't know if it's the Shimakaze or the Fletcher. We suspect that it's the Shimakaze, but despite that, we're just going to push through. The spread was really kind of a, not necessarily a panic spread, but I think they just kind of fired seeing if they could land some random shots. And you can see here it's actually the Fletcher that's popped in there. He's the one that fired at us. I'm actually going to skirt by that one right there, and we're just going to keep going. It's shaping up to be a pretty good battle. The enemy team, their battleships are coming at us, straight at us, and there's some more torps coming our way. So we've actually got 2 destroyers over here. That's something to be a little bit concerned about, but we're not going to alter our plans. I'm already starting to get some secondary shots in on this destroyer, and we're going at it because we've got the enemy coming at us with their battleships. We're going in with our battleships. We've got some cruisers pushing up with us. I'm actually going to eat a torpedo right here, but negligible damage right there. Barely anything. It just kind of hit that bulge and thudded, and that was it. So I'm thinking that was probably the Fletcher right there that fired that torpedo. I would think a Shimakaze round would do a lot more damage. Now, my division's actually already skirmishing right now. They're within striking range. And at this point, I decide not to follow them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn here and go around this little volcanic-looking rocky terrain feature and see if I can flank them. Because I know right now that this enemy team, they're engaged fully with the threat that's headed their way, being the Kurfürst and the other Yamato, and they're kind of locked in battle right now. You can see we've got another cruiser over there, so I'm just gonna head in this way and see if I can do anything, if I can cause some damage. I'm not really by myself right now. I've got some more cruisers on my side over here. Both teams have already lost a destroyer apiece, so it's still very much an even battle. But things are going to change right now because I am really, really, really close to these battleships and this Moskva that we've got right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take aim at the first ship that I can, and that turns out to be the Moskva. And unfortunately, I aimed a little low. I think he was alert to my presence and he started turning, but that's alright because I got a Citadel on him. I did my damage. I'm on fire from the Yamato, my secondaries are popping off, his are popping off. I'm going to let it burn for now. And I'm going to let my teammates handle the Moskva. I'm not going to focus on him anymore. He's almost dead. So I'm going to shift focus to the other Yamato right now. He is the biggest threat. I could easily get a sunken ship, but that's not cool because I don't need to. I need to focus my damage. So I'm going to fire at this Yamato. He's angled, I'm angled, and I did some decent damage on him. I couldn't get a Citadel. You can see already I've got 22 secondary hits. He hasn't done that much damage on me. I put that fire out. I don't know if I should have, but they had 2 going on me. And it kind of scared me a little bit. And granted, again, I'm on fire again right now with 2 fires. So whether that was a wise choice or not, I don't know. So here we are. I'm going to fire at this cruiser right now. I'm going to see if I can kind of pin his rear. Couldn't get a citadel through his back. I don't even know if that's possible. I don't know if I've ever done that on anything besides a paper-thin Russian cruiser, but I took decent damage off of him again, and my teammates are just absolutely pummeling them right now. So it's working out real good. We've lost one of our trio. That happens. It's alright, but we've still got 2 very big heavy hitters going, and we're just pushing right on through. You know, we've already taken out a large amount of their teams, and I just absolutely destroyed the Sataga right here that unfortunately popped out at the wrong point, got those Citadel hits I was hoping, devastating strike, and at this point, very, very quickly, the battle has shifted in our direction. Granted, we were in control from the very beginning, just pushing, so I'm not even going to slow down. I'm just going to keep my forward momentum going. I'm just going to keep going at it. We're now a duo out of my original trio, but we're doing really good. We've pushed it. The battle is very much in our control, and even at this point, I don't think we're going to lose this really at all. You know, they still got a couple heavy hitters left, and that's what I'm going to work on taking out right now as I turn this corner. I'm going to try and keep as angled as I can, just in case his guns are trained on me, but they're not. He's focused somewhere else, so I'm just going to start lighting into this Yamato, and you know, I feel this round I could have done a lot better with my aim. It's been a while since I've played the Yamato. It's not a ship that I always play, but I've done decent damage. I've already crested the 100,000 mark, which, you know, that's nothing special in a Yamato, but the point of this is not to watch my aiming and gameplay as far as my own ship play in the Yamato. It's how my team worked and how we worked together as a team and how we just absolutely pushed as quickly as we could, got as quick as we could, and here's that last one of those last destroyers firing at me right now, and I'm kind of alert to that, so I'm going to veer off, and this Yamato's still aiming the other direction, so he's not really going for me right now, though he should be alert to my presence, because when you've got some giant tree-sized shells slamming into the side of you, that's going to alert you. And that means that I am the bigger threat right now. So I'm just going to try to avoid these torps. This last one I know is going to hit me. I just let it hit me. I'm more worried about making sure my shots are on point with this Yamato. So I'm going to aim at him again and try and get back on course here. I'm just headed towards the cap. And there goes that Yamato. He was hanging by a thread anyways. I probably didn't have to waste the shots on him. There you can see his shots. He got them off just at the last second. Did a little bit of damage, but not too much. And at this point, they've only got 3 ships left. It's over. I've lost my trio right now. I'm the only one left of it, but you know, my teammates did a great job. Tom and Dink did a wonderful job just pushing. I'm glad I made the decision to go ahead and flank. I really think that helped us out in the long run. And you can see this last Iowa battleship. He just stuck in that meta of hanging out the back, sniping. He's probably petrified, honestly, being amongst so many tier 10s, but he didn't do his team any credit. I really don't know what his logic was, so I'm just going full speed at him, and I'm oblivious to what else is going on. You know, I didn't really think there were any more destroyers around me, unfortunately, and until my guns started popping off, and yes, this destroyer is right here, and I'm going to land some shots on him. I'm going to try and hit him, and it's always hard shooting at destroyers going head-on, especially if they know how to maneuver, so my secondaries are landing some shots, and I'm just hoping I get one here, and I do, but it's not enough to sink them. I get a Confederate at the very end, but, you know, there's no way to escape these torpedoes right now, and at this point it doesn't matter. You know, he's gone, there's only one ship left. So overall, this is what happens when tier 10 battleships push. Great things happen. You win. Instead of standing in the back, sniping away, when battleships push and they have a plan, tier 10, you're unstoppable. battleships can be unstoppable. So, this is more about how the team played and how my division played and how we just used our battleships to take the advantage early in the game and just take the fight to them, and it paid off. I had a decent round. It wasn't spectacular, 130,000 damage, but as a whole, as a team, pushing, we did phenomenal, and we lost not even half our ships. And for a tier 10 battle, I think that's pretty good. So, anyhow, hope you enjoyed watching this. Bring some more of these your way. And anyhow, take what you learned and use it. Get at it. Attack with your tier 10s. Anyhow, Zoop out.